So welcome to the CoBo Challenge Hong Kong Art Basel 2016. We're here with Hans Ulrich Obrist. How can we even introduce you? You're like one of the most important thinkers of our era, I guess.
I mean, my main work is to be a curator, and I'm curating exhibitions, but I'm also curating is junction making. So in a way, it's not only about bringing artworks together, but a big part of my work is also about bringing people together. It's junction making in an expanded way,
Exactly, and of course using technology for that. So like one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, there were a couple of things we wanted to talk to you about. One, we've heard that you actually don't sleep. So
that's a wrong rumor.
And the other one is
I can answer that quickly. So basically, when I was a teenager, I read that Balzac drank more than 50 coffees a day.
Okay.
And I tried to do the same at the very beginning. It was very productive. It made me write a lot of books, but it wasn't sustainable.
Okay.
So then, I found out lots of other rhythms. The Da Vinci rhythm, which is to sleep every 3 hours, 15 minutes.
Okay.
And that went quite well. I wasn't tired. It worked well. But when you have an office, you can't then suddenly sleep after 3 hours, 50 minutes. So we had to stop that as well. And then it's 2 or 3 years ago that I found out the solution that basically I sleep now at night, sort of always from between midnight and 6, 7 a.m.
Okay.
But I have a night assistant, a night producer who, works on my book projects and on my research. And so I always work with him between 11 and midnight. And when I wake up, after a coffee between sort of 6 and 7.
The stuff is ready to go.
And then, that research allows you. So in a way, it's a way of sleeping and not sleeping at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, you cover both grounds. That's very interesting. Okay, and we wanted to talk a little bit as well about your use of Instagram, which I think it's one of the most interesting accounts that personally I follow.
Thank you.
So you work with text, which is not the normal format of Instagram. People are either taking selfies or taking photos of beautiful food or whatever, and you're working with text, which is not the format, but which is a little bit of a selfie in a way. What can you tell us about how you started or how you use it?
Yeah, it's. First of all, thank you very, very much. I'm delighted, that you like the Instagram. It's obviously for me, it's an exhibition. It's basically, it started 3 years ago, and everything I do always starts with artists, conversation with artists. So I was in LA having breakfast with my friends Ryan Trecartin and Kevin McGarry, the writer, critic, and then Ryan Trecartin, the artist. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, we had coffee. It was quite early. Ryan grabbed my phone. He looked at my iPhone. He said, "You're not on Instagram." I said, "No, no, no." He downloaded the app on my iPhone and said, "You've got to join." So we downloaded it together and made it work. And then he posted on his Instagram, and he had got a lot of followers already early on.
Okay.
Because obviously he's one of the great artists of the and also one of the artists who used the internet, YouTube
as a
from the
tool,
very beginning as a tool.
Yes.
And so he posted an Instagram of me joining Instagram, and then I immediately had followers. And it's almost like being thrown into the water and having to learn to swim.
Okay.
And then I didn't really know what I should photograph, and I said to Ryan, I'm just going to walk in your house and walk around, and I'll find something. So I found this amazing calendar on the wall where in handwriting he puts all his appointments, and then when they're done he overwrites them. So it's almost like palimpsest.
Okay, like a layer of
So I took a photo of this very layered calendar, and I didn't really know what I did. It was sort of almost an automatism, and I posted it. And then I tried all kinds of other things. I thought artists could do artworks once I talked to them, but that didn't really work. It's too artificial,
Yeah.
Then
and people don't have the attention span of looking at something for more than 2 seconds in Instagram.
That as well. And then I also, decided all the things I didn't want to do. I kind of didn't really want to post studio visits because I feel, when I visit an art studio, it's a rather intimate space, and it's challenging, and also people's homes. I think I didn't really want to post that, and I didn't want to post food or all of that. So all of that was out. So I thought it somehow had to be a project, which is like an exhibition, but I didn't know what it was. And then we were on vacation with the great poet Etel Adnan and her partner, the great Simon Fatal, an artist and also publisher, and. It was a Christmas holiday in the Normandy, and the Normandy is very windy and stormy.
Yes, and very cold,
Very cold, so we went on a walk on the beach, and it started to rain heavily. So we found shelter in a cafe, and I was of course immediately on my iPhone and BlackBerry and started to answer stuff, whilst Etelatnan, started to write a beautiful poem in handwriting on a paper napkin. And I thought it was so beautiful, and it reminded me actually of a story, and I would like to dedicate our conversation today to the great Umberto Eco, who just passed away.
Yes, absolutely.
Author of the famous book Name of the Rose, but also a great, scientist. I mean, a great, thinker, philosopher, and he basically. He said handwriting disappears. He told me he's very worried because in the digital age handwriting disappears. And he says, if we lose handwriting, then we lose something very, very essential. So all of these things mixed in my mind. I saw Etel write the poem. I remembered I need to find something for my Instagram.
Yeah.
I at the same time remembered Umberto Eco talking about this disappearance of handwriting. And I suddenly thought, wow, it would be actually amazing on Instagram and Twitter to post images of these handwritten texts, and not to complain that handwriting disappears, because I think obviously technology opens up lots of possibilities for us, but at the same time we might lose things. And so I think we need to use the possibility but fight against the loss. And so I thought, let's celebrate handwriting on Instagram. And I was, because I meet artists, architects every day, novelists. I just each time ask them after our meeting at the end to doodle or handwrite something on a post-it or on a piece of paper. Then we post it on Instagram, and it's been going on now for almost 3 years. And obviously the end idea is never going to end. But at a certain point, the idea is to make a book.
Wonderful. Okay, then let's wrap it up by choosing one of these secret clues, which comes out of your Instagram account, and then we can talk about it. You can choose one or two or...
Yeah, here we have. It's made at night. I mean,
what
it
is made at night,
to,
exactly.
Of course, everything is made at night. And in a way, it's interesting talking about time. There's obviously also, I have a lot of artists, who are regular participants to my Instagram project.
Yes,
so they are almost like in residence.
In your Instagram.
In my Instagram, so I have residencies. So
Andri
Sala is participating almost every week, and he's sending me hand-drawn clocks. So this is a time, and this is one of his double, triple clock of Andri Sala. So that would be an example.
And then we can maybe complete this by saying time is made at night. You
exactly.
want to complete it?
You can do it, absolutely.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to see that.
Maybe we can look at one more here, which is actually just from this week, because obviously the Instagrams are also in many different languages. It's also a celebration of the many languages in the world.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed this, the ones you did in Spanish, actually.
Yeah,
maybe
Spanish,
6 months ago.
Jodorowsky, for example.
Exactly. Yes.
And Beatriz Gonzalez from Colombia, the great painter. And the idea is that obviously now, whilst we're in China here and we're doing the exhibition, which I curate with Amira Gard and Simon Denny for K11, the Hack Space. Of course, many of the artists participating in the show, do it in Mandarin, and they write. And here we have Liang Shuo, who actually it's a divided post-it into interesting and not interesting hack space. So here we have Liang Shuo. And so the idea is not only to protest against the disappearance of handwriting, but to also celebrate the many languages, because I think it's important. We live in an age of possible extinction. Many species are extinct. Bees disappear.
Yes.
But also cultural phenomena disappear. And of course also languages disappear. Every day, Susan Hiller made a very beautiful movie where she shows that every day we lose languages. And we need to celebrate the diversity of languages, which is why I love to post, and I always translate it. So like in a museum caption, like in a museum caption, I translate it, but we celebrate the multiplicity of languages.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So nice to see you.
Exactly.